back in 1969, I had sold my publishing company. At that time, we were publishing business and trade magazines. And I looked around to find some kind of publishing property to buy and to develop. And lo and behold, I found in my hometown of Highland Park, not more than a mile from me, Baseball Digest magazine published in someone's home. I had personally not been to a baseball game in 20 years, but it did excite me that this magazine was on sale because the publisher passed away. It excited me because it only had about 10,000 circulation, and even I figured with all of the millions of baseball fans in the country, this title should be much more than that. So I went ahead and purchased it, and working for the first time with the agents and direct mail, we quickly got up the circulation up to over 200,000, at which time I decided to go forward with Football Digest and then later on hockey, basketball, and all the sports titles. But Baseball Digest was always known to the baseball fan. They always liked the magazine, and we traded on that. Originally, I tried to get involved with the Little Leagues, selling Baseball Digest as a fundraiser. But on the staff, there was myself and my secretary, and that was it. We didn't go too far with that. So the years went on, and the circulation grew. But I got very involved in our other titles, and particularly with Inside Sports when I bought that and relaunched it. So really, there wasn't all that much attention paid to it. And over the years, as I grew to a point where I was publishing 20 magazines, I started selling some of them off. A few had to be closed down and so forth. And so it brings us up to date. Right now, I am left with, or I only have two titles in my publishing group, Baseball Digest and another magazine called Cruise Travel. However, we're now talking to people about really, quote, relaunching the title and making it a lot more than it is today. And by that I mean, to give some detail, we're only distributing 10 or 12,000 copies on the newsstand, so we're talking about going to 100,000 or more. We're talking about going from a newsprint publication to a very slick, beautifully designed baseball magazine. And furthermore, we're talking about developing within the magazine the pro scouting information. This is data never available before and developed by an outside company to drop in possibly as an insert and relaunch this magazine hopefully with our 70th anniversary, which is in September of this year, of 2012. So there's a lot of work to do. It's very, very exciting. The Baseball Digest brand is just well known. It's just that we need to get it out there again. So all of the people who have known Baseball Digest over the years will realize that we're back in business, but with a much bigger and more a better package. As we all know, baseball attendance is zooming, and if we and the baseball fan has always been thirsty for information and knowledge, particularly for statistics and the kind of information that may not be in other publications. Now, with Baseball Digest is practically the only, frequency type of publication available. Mostly the other titles are annuals. But I do think, yes, that because it's been around for so many years and so many people, and I've talked to many people, oh, I remember I read Baseball Digest when I was 5, 7 years old or 10 years old. I think if we develop the product, bring it up to date, and have a magazine that has some nostalgia to it, as it always has, but new and current ideas and articles and features, plus getting involved in the digital era with all kinds of websites and iPads, iPhones, and databases and everything like that. So I'm very hopeful for the future of the title. Well, we're thinking of launching with 100,000 on the newsstand. Hopefully we'd be at 200 or somewhere around that point, 250 even. Our subscriber base would go from 70,000 to hopefully several hundred thousand. I don't know if that's ambitious or not, but with the proper promotion and effort behind it, a year from now it'd be a much different picture than it is today, for sure. Mostly cash flow. We all know that publishing today is so different than it was in the old days. I remember when I wanted to start a new magazine, I'd pick up the phone and call Curtis and say, I'm starting Hockey Digest and I want to distribute 70,000 copies, and that was it. I'd have a sell sheet and it was done. Today it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, there's a lot more to it and a lot more expensive. And in a relaunch of this title, this brand that we're talking about quite a bit of investment. And I think that would keep me up a few nights along the way. Well, first of all, I think I would say call Samir. You need to talk to the consultants, the people that really know the industry, and particularly those that are up to date with what's going on. It's because it's just more than just a magazine today. There's got to be everything surrounding it within the digital era. And secondly, I would say you better have a lot of money. And thirdly, I'd say you need a lot of luck. And fourthly, you know, really a lot of work that has to be put into any new title. I guess that's what I'd say.